2015. New year, new you, right? This is what we do. We join the gym, we quit smoking, we commit to exercise more, or start. We make all kinds of commitments to change. We place a lot of emphasis on January 1st. But new beginnings happen all the time, right? We can choose to begin anew anytime we feel like it. But there is kind of a group, acknowledgement of the January thing, the newness of a new year. So with that in mind, I wanted to read this quote. Until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans. That the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issues from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen events and meetings of material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would come his way. Whatever you can do, or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Begin it now. Great quote, right? We've heard it before. It's a very popular and famous quote. I think they had it in the movie The Secret. It's a powerful, powerful, inspirational quote by Goethe. Except Goethe didn't say it. I know, he never said it. Everybody thinks he said it. It's been written that he said it. If you look it up on the internet, it says he said it. He didn't say it. The until one is committed quote was a quotation often, attributed to Goethe. But it was written, in fact, by William Hutchinson Murray from his book, The Scottish Himalayan Expedition. And the actual lines are the lines that I just read. But at the last line, Murray attributed the last two lines to Goethe. He said, he ended his book this way, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. And then he goes on to say, I learned a deep respect for one of Goethe's couplets. Whatever you can do or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. And so he attributed those last two lines of what he said to Goethe. But the fact is, Goethe didn't say that either. See, even Murray got it wrong. Actually, what Murray had read was a very, very loose translation from Goethe's Faust, which actually, literally translated, says, now at last let me see some deeds. Now, how he got from that to whatever you can do, right? Who knows? Who knows how that went from one to the other? I don't know. Nobody knows. But talk about your loose translation. Oh my God. Okay, so why am I bringing all this up now? A couple of things. First of all, doesn't the quote inspire us? Isn't that a magnificent quote? I mean, it's just so inspiring. It makes us want to get up and do things right now. Begin it. I mean, it's so inspiring. My God, set a course, begin a plan, step boldly into the direction of your desire. I mean, it inspires us and fills us with enthusiasm. Oh my God, when is she going to shut up so I can get out of this room and go home and write that book? I mean, that's really what it feels like when you read that quote. It is inspiring because it resonates with us, because we understand and we recognize truth when we hear it. It's inspiring to us because we resonate with the truth of it. Something in us recognizes that statement as truth. We know it's truth because we've tried it, haven't we? And we've tested it, and we've proved that principle in our lives over and over and over and over and over again, haven't we? Because we sit and we receive good ideas all the time. We get good ideas. We get great ideas. Sometimes we even get God ideas. But if we don't commit to them, they die on the vine, don't they? We don't commit to them, and then they sit there, and then they just dissolve away. concerning all acts of initiative, right, and creation, one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, providence moves to. That's it. That first step, that committing to. If that is not taken, it comes, it goes, whatever, right? The plan, the idea, excuse me, the God idea, it passes. Now, there is only one mind, so someone else will pick up on it and they'll do it. So we don't really have to worry. However, it just dissolves, you know? And we've done this ourselves over and over and over, haven't we? How many times do we have to prove this principle? We get the good idea, we get the God idea, we get the inspiration from Spirit like a gift. And we go, yeah, no thanks. Or I can't do it. Or no, they can't be talking about me. We don't commit to it. We don't commit to it. So when we hear that quote, when we read that quote, or we have it, or we listen to it being read, we know it's truth. We know it's truth because we've done it. We've proven it to ourselves over and over and over again. We know that that's truth, and that's why we resonate to it. It doesn't matter who said it. Doesn't matter. Goethe could have said it, but he didn't. Hutchinson Murray said it. Who cares? You know, really, I mean, who cares? Truth is truth, and it doesn't really matter who says it. So, concerning the human race consciousness, we've declared Goethe has said it. Okay, which really leads to the second point. We're making this all up as we go along. We're just making life up as we go along. You know, we all, as a human race consciousness, we all sat around and decided, hey, you know what? That does sound like something Goethe would have said. Sure, why not? So we said it. And we're making it up. Why not? I mean, we're making up everything as we go along. Now everybody said he said it. So he said it. Here's where that applies to our life. We make it up as we go along. Just like the quote. Maybe not the events, we don't make the events up, but we make up the meaning. Things happened to us along the way. We survived childhood, figuratively. Some of us survived childhood literally, had to survive childhood. But here we are, and we get to make up the story of our lives, just like we made up the fact that Goethe said that quote, but he didn't. We get to make up what that childhood that we experienced meant, what our young adulthood meant, what our present lives mean. We get to determine the meaning of that. We get to write that narrative. So let's make it a good one. You know, there's a saying that if you haven't seen someone in 10 minutes, don't presume to know who they are. Don't. You're not the same person you were last week or 10 years ago. You're not. So nobody else is either. Isn't it wonderful that we change and we grow? And so that we can meet everyone as a blank slate. I haven't seen you in a week. I don't know who you are. Even if I know your history, I don't know what meaning you gave to that history. And I don't know how the meaning changed. Because we get to change the meanings. You know, when I was about five, we had just moved into our house. My two older sisters told me that my mother and father found me in a garbage can. And they felt sorry for me, and they took me home and decided to keep me. Now, I was devastated. I was like 5 years old. They were a lot older than I was. Okay, so I cried and cried and cried and cried and cried, and I was devastated. And even the reassurance from my mom and dad, no, we went to the hospital, you came out of me, whatever. Even that reassurance really didn't change much. I mean, it was just, oh, God, I was just devastated. Now, fast forward to my late teens and early 20s, looking around at my very large and dysfunctional extended family, I'm thinking, that's not a bad narrative to have, being found in a garbage can. There's a positive side to that narrative. The story still wasn't true, but it had a lot more appeal at that point. Anyway, so if we're going to make 2015 our best year, we have to change our narrative. We're not going to change the facts of our lives. The facts were the facts. But we can change the meaning of them. We are free to acknowledge the facts, the things that happen to us. But it's the context that we put them in. It's the meaning we give them that will empower us instead of weaken us. We turn the story on its ear, you see, and we give it a positive spin for ourselves. It is our thought, it is our lives. We get to create the meaning around those little facts. Emily Maroshian said this: energy is the currency of the universe. Energy, and we know this as religious science, we know this. Energy is the currency of the universe. She goes on to say, when you pay attention to something, you buy that experience. So when you allow your consciousness to focus on someone or something that annoys you, you're feeding it your energy, and it reciprocates the experience of being annoyed. So be selective in your focus, because your attention feeds the energy of it and keeps it alive. Not just within you, but within the collective consciousness as well. So, the story in our mind is where we're spending our energy. The story that we give about our lives is where we're spending our energy. And if the story that we keep telling is one of, my parents neglected me, my boss discriminated against me, the government ripped me off, my friends betrayed me, on and on and on, we are declaring our victimhood. And we're putting all of our energy into being a victim. And the more we declare it, the more it stays alive, the more it's going to outpicture in our lives, right? Okay, so we changed the narrative. We changed the narrative. The facts are just the facts. Those are the things that happen to us. We're not about denying the facts. What we're doing is we're changing the narrative. We get to do that. We get to make use of what happened to us, and we get to change the energy around it. So, you know that garbage can I was found in? Well, the part that they didn't tell you is I was also wrapped in a blue blanket and a red. And my mother made a little suit for me with a cape. It had a big old S on it. Get the picture, right? Faster than a speeding bullet. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. That's me. That's where they got the story from. Feeling like an outsider, feeling like you don't belong to your family, feeling like you're, different, gave me a unique perspective when counseling those among us that are outsiders and rebels and misfits, those who don't fit in with their family narrative. Anybody in this room feel that way? Basically we're all here because that's exactly who we are, right? We are seekers, we are different. And we are here, and we've had those feelings. I would say almost everybody in this room, I would dare say, have those feelings. But you know what? Ian Wallace said this. He said, why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out? Why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were born to stand out? And that's who we are. So we have to rewrite our story. We have to make it mean something different. What did that guy who was not Goethe say? Whatever you can do, or dream you can do, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it. Excuse me. Begin it now. So start today. Start today by rewriting the story of your life as a gift to humankind, because that's the truth of us. Start rewriting the narrative of your life as a gift to humankind. Start writing it as what you experienced growing up is preparing you, specifically you, in a unique and specialized way to co-create with Spirit to heal the people around you. That's really what you're here to do. You are here, what was it Marianne Williamson said? You were born to make manifest the glory of God. You're here to make manifest the glory of God. And you cannot do it while you're busy dragging around that pathetic story of your victimhood. You can't do it that way. You have to rewrite the narrative of your life. You experienced the things you experienced. They're the facts of your life. But only you give it meaning. Only you can give it the meaning. Here's my story. When I was born, I shone like the radiance of 1,000 suns, so much so that my parents had to cover me over with the mud of false beliefs as not to be kidnapped by plunderers and thieves and auctioned off to the highest bidder. Okay? I had to work my way through it. Okay, why not? It's as good a story as the one I've been telling. I was born the prince or the princess of peace, and I bring peace to every situation in which I find myself. Who wants that story? All right, peace, peace, peace. Okay, you got a new story. Start telling that one. I was born to be the compassionate heart of the world, and I fulfill that mission each time I sit with a friend. Who wants that story? Yes, yes, yes. Got a new story. Start telling it from now on. Lose the old one. Lose the old one. There's your new story. Remember who you have come here to be. Do you remember several weeks ago? I don't remember when it was. Time flies. December, November, I'm not sure. We did that little exercise with the cards, and we talked about our heroes, and we put those adjectives on our cards, and we claimed that, and we committed to that, and we were that. I was born to be, I have come here to be joy, love, peace, power, whatever it was. Remember what's written on your card. That's who you have come here to be. That's your truth. So, before you make your New Year's resolutions, before you start vision boarding, before you make commitments, before you set out your intentions, we first have to rewrite our story, the one where we become the person that can easily and effortlessly fulfill all of those resolutions and intentions and visions. Do you see? We become that person first. We take on that person. We are that person. Rewrite the story. Make yourself the hero of your own story instead of the scapegoat. You're the hero of the story. Give yourself special powers. Why not? Unique only to you, because the thing is, you've got them already. You do have them. You have all of those qualities of God within you. Those are your special powers. And you express them uniquely as only you can, and nobody else can do it your way. So you have come here in a special suit with the S on it. You have superpowers. You can express them as only you can. Acknowledge your gifts and your talents and your abilities, and the grace of God supports you and sustains you in your mission on earth. Make the 2015 story come from that place of power and purpose. Then write your intentions and your resolutions. And that super person that you really are underneath, let that super person loose in your life and see what happens. Ernest Holmes wrote this, and it was in the 1926 Science of Mind textbook. And I believe he was writing it for ministers, for licensed practitioners, I'm not sure. It's called The Call. And so I think it might have been specifically for those who had gone on in ministry. But really, honestly, it's for all of us, because we're all practitioners of our lives. We are always setting intentions. And we are always out picturing our predominant thoughts. So I believe he wrote this for all of us. It's called The Call, and he says this. This I saw, or else some inner presence made it known to me. The universe is filled with life. The air, the sky, the sea teem with intelligence, with majesty and might. And deep within me, some subtle inner sight beholds and sees, comprehends and knows the all, nor fears nor falters, but answers the divine call to be as one beyond the bounds of time and space, to overcome the bondage of the human race and leap with trust undaunted, free, into the deeps of that infinite sea, whose waters calm are ready to receive those who in simple faith believe. You are already that. You're already that. So before you write your intentions, before you start vision boarding, before you create resolutions, accept the divine, whole, and perfect being that you are. And write from that truth. Let the inner you, let the superhuman you inside, let it loose out upon your life and watch the miracles occur. 2015 is your best year yet. Thank you so much.